DJ Phat filling in for JR. I'm right here with Olivia.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Is it your first time in Dubai?
No, it's not.
It's not.
No.
Okay. Okay. How do you like it? Period.
No, I love it.
And how often you been here?
I've only been here twice, so this is the third time now.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but it's really, really hot.
You mean temperature, not the city.
Yes. It's hotter than the last time that I remember.
Like, here's the funny part. Last week, it was like in Celsius, like 10 degrees more than today.
So you mean it was 110?
How much is it now in Fahrenheit?
I think it's 100.
Probably in Fahrenheit, it was like closer to 120 last week.
What?
Like 115.
I'm glad we just
120.
got here.
But here's the thing. Last week, it felt more comfortable. It felt better.
Oh,
Because
the
right
humidity.
now, the humidity,
Yep.
it's killing you. It's really killing you.
I know what you mean because my hair poofed up because of the humidity.
I don't have
You
that
good
problem.
on that?
I don't have that problem. What was the last time you've been here?
The last time I was here, probably like 2008.
You Indian, Jamaican, and Cuban?
Yes.
Did that had some influence on your music, on your style, on whatever you started, or what did you like when you grew up?
It absolutely did.
Yeah.
Just to give you like a little background, like we grew up listening to reggae music, of course.
Of course.
But my father's favorite artist is Gloria Estefan. So
Okay.
that was always playing through the house.
So your father was a Cuban part.
Well, he's the West Indian.
Okay.
My grandfather was Cuban.
Ah.
My mom is Jamaican.
Okay.
So it's like a melting pot.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So, but then we always played Lionel Richie, Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross. So I
Okay.
had a good array of
Yeah.
music, and I think that that's what really molded me. And by the time I started really getting into it when I was like 14 or 15, knowing like, all right,
Yeah.
I really know what I want to do at that age, I was listening to Brandy and Monica. So I was like, okay, you know.
That was their prime time back then.
Yes, yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
How did you make yourself stand out and get 50 to sign you on the label?
What's crazy is that I was on J Records at the time, and I think I had just left the label with one of the VPs who was coming over to Interscope.
Okay.
And he was like, Chris Lighty wants to call you about something. So I'm like, okay, cool. And after he explained, I was like, okay, yeah, I know Violator.
Yeah.
So then he calls and he was like, my artist 50 Cent, he wants to, bring a girl into the group. And that's me. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure where we going. And he's like, yeah, so we want, you to be here. We want you to come in. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like, and I literally just got to Interscope. Like I literally had just signed with
Okay.
Jimmy Iovine. So I'm still trying to process, like, how does that work? Like, do I sign a new contract? Is it under?
Yeah.
And I had to learn, like, it's a subsidiary, like all the big terms you had to learn.
Yeah.
But ended up doing it, and it was awesome.
How was it to be the first lady of GUnit?
That was dope. I mean, I felt honored because coming from J Records,
Yeah.
they already had dubbed me the first, lady of J, since I was
Yeah.
the first artist signed to J Records. And then coming over there with that title also, I was like, okay, this is really something.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how big it was going to be. Obviously, 50 was huge at the time on his own.
Yeah.
And then, just with all of us, the group, it was a time. Like, we really
Okay.
ran the summers for like 4 summers straight.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
were huge back then.
Yeah.
You still in contact with the members of the group, or
Yeah, whenever,
like, what's the relationship with them?
Whenever I see them, I'm cool. Me and Banks have always been the coolest.
Okay.
I haven't seen him in a couple of years, though, but I ran into Fifth maybe a few years back, and we're always still cool.
Okay.
That'll never change.
He's gonna be here in a couple of days.
And what's crazy is I was like, how ironic is it that I'm here for business and that he's going to be here?
When we set this all up, that was actually my mate. I was like, oh, she must be here because you have a
The
show
concert.
with him. Yeah,
Right.
because
Well,
you're gonna be there
if he
with him.
calls,
Okay.
of course, I'd be happy to do it,
50 caller. Let's do this. How did the feature happen with Shaggy? How did that
I
come
think
together?
That was probably right after Candy Shop.
Okay.
And I believe he was on Geffen, which is Interscope also.
Yeah.
So that's how that came
So it
about.
was
He
just like
doing
label
his
politics,
album.
like come over and do.
Mhm.
Okay. Because I have to be honest, no offense to 50, but I still play Wild Tonight way more often than Candy Shop.
That's a lot of people's favorite too.
Really?
Well, especially out here, like the sound.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, to each his own.
I play Wild Night really a lot. Like I like Candy
'Cause
Shop and everything.
The track, the groove, like everything.
Yes, like first of all, you can play it in more environments than Candy Shop, I think.
Because
Still
it's
nowadays.
more hip hop driven, and
Yeah.
Wild Tonight
Yeah.
gives you a lot of different
And I really have to
genres.
say, like with me being from Germany, there was a time where there were so many whack DJs in the club, and you were so big, and these DJs didn't know, like they didn't know the hip hop genre, they didn't know the scene, so they played like Candy Shop and I don't know Usher a year like 20 times a night.
They didn't know how to blend and mix in certain
No,
stuff.
they just didn't know other songs.
oh, wow.
Like that is the
Okay.
problem. That was y'all were so mainstream and so big.
Right.
So that's why me being from Germany and like was facing the issue whenever I went to a club or like to a party
Right.
private and the DJ played, I don't know, Candy Shop, yeah, Candy Shop, yeah, like back to back, like that's all they did. Doesn't matter how hot the song is.
Maybe it was his favorite. Maybe it was.
Yes, but hopefully there are like a couple of hundred other people in the venue that you actually work for, that you actually have to get hyped. So what the hell are you doing? So, no,
They tried their best.
I know they did. I know they did. Some of them did, not all of them. You working on new music?
Yes. We just dropped a new single like 3 months ago.
Okay.
It's called No Permission.
Okay.
So I encourage you to get it.
I will. I will.
There's a radio version and a dirty version. And I'm working on, the album and stuff. So
Yeah. When is that about to come? Or
don't have the date yet.
Okay.
Because you know how sometimes as artists you feel like I got
Of
the
course.
album finished.
Yes.
And then you hear another track and you're like, oh man, now I gotta.
Man, that would
that's
be nice
dope.
to it too.
And then you
yes.
try to make sure if it fits the album. If
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
fit, then you go to something else. But we can't help but be creative. Like even
Okay.
if I say I'm finished with the album, somebody else will send me something. I'm like, oh man, this is fire. I gotta record
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So it's never really over until.
Okay. Okay.
You
Okay.
know?
Yeah. I understand. It's never really over till it's really dropped and out
Right.
there.
Right.
You've been working a lot of movies and television. Any new projects coming up that you can talk about?
I do have a project that just dropped, and I'm not sure if I know they just had the screening for it, but it's called Better Than My Last.
Okay.
So that's really really good. It's actually based on a true story,
Okay.
and it's got everything in it that everybody wants to see:
Yeah.
drugs, money, women,
All the good stuff.
and a great storyline. But it brings back to the encouraging part on the end.
Yeah.
But it's got a whole like Russian mafia. It's insane. It's
Russian
really really
mafia.
good. Yeah.
Sounds like your life story back there. Like, I know where that true story come from now. It's okay. You told me too much before in a couple of minutes.
He's trying to get you in trouble.
It's all good, all good. I heard some rumors. The Real Housewives of Dubai reached out to you.
So they actually reached out to my team, and
Okay.
they're like going back and forth.
Okay.
So I don't really get involved until they're like, okay, now it's time to bring you
Okay.
in or whatever. But I hear they're doing good, so I just let
But
them.
there has been contact.
Yes.
And, okay.
Yes, there has
but
been
nothing
contact.
approved so far.
Yes.
Also, you working with the iconic Caesar's Palace in Dubai.
Yes.
On what exactly?
Now that I can't particularly say, but if
Okay.
all goes well, you will be seeing me a lot in Dubai. Not every 10 years. You'll be seeing
Okay.
me every couple of months in Dubai. So shout out to Caesar's Palace.
Okay. Can't wait to see you guys more often.
Mm-hmm.
How big was love and hip hop for you in the States? The question why I asked so stupid, because the rest of the world...
First of all, that's not a stupid question.
I mean, to some people it might is, but like love and hip hop for us here, like I know it, but as we already talked, like I come from the hip hop background, so
Right.
I'm interested in what's going on in the world. But a lot of other people, they don't even know about the show. So that's why I'm asking, like, how big was in the States? What impact had it for you when you joined it?
It was huge. Like we broke the records the first year that we
Okay.
came out.
Yeah, I read
literally
that.
the first day. Like we were the highest rated show. So I
Crazy.
shout out Mona Scott. Mona
Okay.
Scott Young. I actually knew her from Violator also.
Okay.
So she was the one who called me directly and was like, Liv, I need to get you on this show. And I was like, okay, Mona, what is it about?
Yeah.
Because, usually when you get on a show, they give you one thing that it's going to be about.
Yeah.
And then when you literally do the show, you're like, that's not what you said it was going to be. But it worked out really well,
Okay.
So it was, what do we just have? The 10th season. And I
Okay.
just did that 10th season also. So it's, it was another thing. It was just another great time in history because
Yeah.
Love and Hip Hop turned out to be a whole
Yeah.
big thing, you know, and then it turned into Love and Hip Hop Miami, then Love and Hip Hop Atlanta,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
so Mona did her thing on that.
Okay. That's great. Happy for that.
Yes.
Happy for you. That's real nice. Other than that, I think we almost done. So I really appreciate you taking the time for the interview.
My pleasure.
And I hope you have another great time in Dubai. How long you guys will stay? So
Well,
I
we'll
don't
be
know.
here for a while if all goes well.
That's
Like I
great.
said.
Whatever you need, let me know.
Oh, you got the hookup.
I got a lot of hookups. I got a lot of hookups. Appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anytime.
And hopefully for another time again.
For sure.
Thanks.
All right.